Hasan, I'm 29 with a BMI of 30. I get about, first of all, BMIs are stupid as hell. Like my BMI is extremely obese as well. I'm 248 right now, 249. My BMI is like extremely obese, 6'4", 249. Let's see. Yeah, my BMI is obese. Okay. So BMI means nothing. It's a super outdated way of analyzing whether or not someone is like, dude, this says in order for me to reach a normal BMI classification, I need to lose 44 pounds. Okay. I do not have 44 pounds of fat to lose while simultaneously being healthy. BMI is like, oh, you have any muscle mass? Okay, you're obese. It's like the most outdated, the most silly thing. So don't actually ever consider BMI to be serious. Couple things that I will tell you is like BMI is bullshit. Don't listen to BMI at all. It doesn't mean anything. BMI scale wants people to have no ass. Yeah, BMI is ridiculous. And also the body index, like the in-body index stuff is also not an exact science at all. And it's also, it varies greatly depending on how much water you have, like depending on your water retention at the time. So don't worry about that kind of stuff either. It's unironically, the best thing you can do is like, if you want to figure it out, and it sounds so stupid, but like eyeballing it for your fat and like maybe grabbing like the inside of your thigh or your arm and like around your belly is unironically a better way of making an assessment of your body fat percentage than any of those other things. I mean, the calipers is quite literally how you figure out your body fat percentage anyway, unless you do water displacement inside of like a pool or something. You'd be really cut at minus 22. You'd be totally shredded at 44, but not sure it's possible. If I lost 44 pounds, I don't think I would have any fat remaining in my body. You cannot outwork your diet. And if anyone tells you you can outwork your diet, that means you're talking to a very fortunate person who has just like very high metabolism or is like incredibly active. Also, this is like almost exclusively for men in general. Hasan showed a photo at 225. He was ripped as hell. This dude from like 6 to 7 years ago. Yeah, at 225, I had like visible abs 6 to 7 years ago. I don't know if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it.
A few moments later.
Like here, I'll show you this much, okay? In this photo, I still have a little bit of belly fat, but I'm like 235. Probably like 235 to 240 here in this photo, okay? 6'4". Oh, this is the photo. Like here, I'm like 225, I would say. Do you have more muscle mass now? I do have more muscle mass now, yes. Yeah, I looked up HasanAbi shirtless. So think about it. At that point, I didn't have too much to lose. You know what I mean? That was like, at this point, I was like around 225, between 225 and 230. So if I had lost more weight here, like imagine I'm 249. That thing says you have to go down to 205. I didn't have 20 pounds to lose at this point. Like I could, but I would not be healthy. I'd be losing a lot of muscle mass too. You got the soccer player haircut? Yeah, this is before I figured out what works on the top of my dome. It was really bad. You can be strong or you can be shredded, but you can't be both without pharmacological intervention. You can, I mean, if you're, you could be naturally both strong and lean. That's a real thing. There's plenty of people that do it. How old were you in this pic? I think this was like 2014, 2015. I think at your height, it's hard to get shredded without some help, but you can be lean and the diet will suck. Yeah. When my mom saw this photo, she texted me worried. I still remember at the time when my mom saw this photo of me that I posted, she was like, she didn't even text me. She called me and was like, are you okay? You've lost too much weight. You have to start eating. I'm so scared. I feel like something else is going on in your life that you are that skinny. Like she was freaking out. And I was like, come on, Mom, I'm reaching ketosis. Anyway, just some silliness on this Friday. Steroids are not magic, by the way. You still got to work your ass off. I'm saying this is an IFBB pro bodybuilder who's trained natty for 7 years and on gear for the past 3 years. This is something I say all the time. You're absolutely correct. And I think a lot of couch potatoes don't understand the amount of work that goes into developing a body like the Jack Reacher, this guy. Like this does not happen overnight. Okay, you don't just like hit yourself with some steroids and then magically, boom, you look like that. It doesn't work that way. You have to train a tremendous amount. You have to eat right. A lot of normies who don't work out too much personally think it's like super easy to develop something like this as long as you cheat with a steroid. And like, that's not how this works at all. It's 2024. We do Ozempic now. Yeah, I'm not doing Ozempic, dog. Let me tell you why. Okay. A couple of reasons why I'm not doing Ozempic. One, I don't want to work. I don't want to rely on a medication because like what happens if I can't get it? Okay. That's number one, which by the way, ain't no shame in taking Ozempic. I recommend it for my mom. Okay. I recommend it for people that need it for sure. But the problem is like Ozempic also it causes you to lose muscle mass too. And I don't want that. Yeah. I don't want to lose muscle mass. What are we doing here? I don't even care about like the gut paralysis or whatever. That's like a dangerous side effect of it. But I care about the muscle mass loss. Because there's a shortage and you care about the diabetics? No, I don't care about that. First of all, listen, dog, my whole family is diabetic, okay? They need Ozempic, not for the diabetes, but for them to also stop eating, okay? So they no longer need that diabetes medication to begin with, ironically. But of course, they still need it for the rest of their lives because once you start Ozempic, you need to use it for the rest of your life. Thanks for answering that. A person was wondering that it's hard to lose weight. I never feel full and finish a plate if there's food on it. Yeah, I mean, I'm the same way. The other thing that everyone in this community will yell at me for openly stating is that you need to rework your brain to not be a part of the clean plate club. I think that's like instilled upon us from an early age where we think like me, I'm a clean plate club guy, 100%. You put 8 chickens in front of me, you put that on my plate, I'm going to eat all 8 chickens. I have to. I will literally die on the table. I always used to do that. Now, obviously, like a way to avoid that is as long as you control your own food, you control your own intake, you can just ensure that you don't have a full plate, right? You can just control the portion size. But if someone else is putting the portion in front of you, you should get comfortable with not eating the whole thing. I used to get punished if I left food on my plate and it's taking years to rewire my brain. I mean, I'm the same way. I still struggle with that with pasta. Yeah, I mean, that's carby. That's the other thing. You need to have a solid amount of protein in your food, chat. You need to have a solid amount of protein and decent fiber, okay? In every meal. Like you have to do that. That's why I get so mad at like the Jordan Petersons of the world who are like doing the meat only diet and stuff like that. No. This is so dumb. But yeah, you can eat a tremendous amount more pasta than you can chicken. Yeah, but protein's expensive. Yeah, it doesn't matter. We're talking about health. You ever make pasta? I do sometimes. I make like, what is it? Is it farro? Like there's like a different kind of, it's like lentil pasta. I've tried it all. It's whatever. I usually get my carbs from low carb tortillas. They're like 70 calories per tortilla. You guys see it. Or sometimes I get it from like microwave bag of rice because that's the quickest one to whip up. Oh, chickpea pasta. Yeah, I eat that. Hey, Hasan, if you're talking gym, you should get a skinny dude gym bro on the podcast to get some more diverse opinions. Just feels a bit left out in the advice. I mean, what do you mean, dog? Just eat. Like what? You're a skinny dude? Okay, eat. Like eat nonstop. The advice is the same, it's in the opposite direction. If you want to lose weight, if you want to lose fat, you have to eat less than what you have to burn more than you consume. If you want to gain weight and muscle mass, you need to eat more than you burn. It's not hard to eat a lot of food. That's what we think. But I think a lot of people on the other side actually have a hard time. Like they can't eat too much. I don't know why. Best tip, drink your calories. Yeah. Oh, that's the other thing. Yeah. It's the easiest. It's a cheat code. If you need to put up a lot of weight, like if you need to, and if you burn so much, just get like a weight gainer protein and then you're good. What are you talking about? Dude, I'd be slamming milkshakes every day. You can put down like 1,000 calories in one milkshake. I genuinely don't understand how people have such a hard time gaining weight. I don't get it. You know how expensive weight gain mix is? Do I look like the type of person who's ever bought weight gain mix? Brother, I would gain weight by looking at a weight gainer, okay? No, I don't know how expensive weight gain mix is. I'm 249 pounds at 6'4". Anyway, I don't know if the weight gainer stuff is a scam because it's outside of my pay grade. You look so skinny now, people forget you're a faggot. I'm fat right now. I'm imagining a world where I have a metabolism that's like too fast and it's hard for me to gain weight. First of all, I'm eating breakfast like every day. I never have breakfast. I fast until like around 2 p.m., 3 p.m., as you guys know. That's the first meal I have. And then I have dinner too on top of that after stream. If I was looking to gain weight, I'd have a protein shake. I'd have a breakfast. I'd have lunch. That's like a much larger lunch, much larger dinner. Like, it's so easy. I'd be snacking in between. If you think you're fat, you need to visit the Midwest a little bit. Yeah, I mean like I'm LA fat. Here's my theory. If you look down and see your pee-pee, you are not fat. Long pee-pee helps with being skinny in this theory. Yeah. Hasan couldn't get big enough to block out that big dong. Yeah, I've never had a problem seeing my penis. For me, I have different stages. Like, I call it the t-shirt method. Okay? If you look fat, and oftentimes you have a belly over your titties, right? If you look fat when you have a t-shirt on, you're in the highest stage of being fat. Okay? The second stage is when your belly is your belly has reduced to beneath your titties, at which point you don't look fat when you have a shirt on. But when you take your shirt off, you look fat. That is when you're t-shirt slim, I guess. That's the second tier of being fat. And it's a detriment. You look worse when you take your shirt off. Like, when you take your shirt off, you look fat. The third stage is when you don't look fat with the shirt on, and when you take your shirt off, it's not a detriment. Like, you don't look incredible or anything, but you don't look bad either. And nobody will point to you and go, oh, that guy's, he's not in great shape. That's where I'm at right now. And then the final stage is when you take your shirt off and you look better than you do with your shirt on. That's when you're shredded. That's when you reached a very different stage, okay, where you literally look worse with a shirt on than you do with a shirt off. Once you stop caring about other people's bodies, you stop caring about yours and vice versa. Yeah, no, I care about mine, and I care about others too. Taking body image advice from Body Dysmorphia Andy. I mean, don't take advice here. I'm just giving you what I think is like the different tiers. Charlie Moist Critical is on the last tier, where like what is known as a sleeper build, I guess, where he's like, he doesn't look jacked at all with his shirt on. He just looks like a normal guy. Takes the shirt off. You're like, oh my God, what is happening? I don't know how I can get rid of my beer belly, and I'm 26. I have a limited amount of time to figure it out. No, you don't. There is no limited amount of time to figure things out. You're being silly. Take my shirt off and all the hoes stop breathing. But we peak at 35? No, that's not what I meant. I didn't mean it as like it's Jover at 35. I just meant like, as far as testosterone levels goes, yes, your testosterone levels start diminishing at 35. That doesn't mean that you're done, you're dead. What the hell? They don't diminish, they just start declining, okay? You still have plenty of years of physical performance that you can put out. No one in this chat is like a LeBron James style athlete, okay? What I'm talking about is like for high performance athletes who are in their physical prime, like athletes at the top 0.00001% of the population, when they're maxing out from, early adolescence all the way into their adulthood and become like professional athletes, those guys start noticing performance declines. Many of you have never even come near your peak, so it doesn't matter. Even if you get started on like a serious workout regimen at the age of 37, you will probably reach incredible heights in physical performance that you thought were previously unimaginable, because you've never hit that. You've never hit that performance ever in your life. You've never tried that hard. So don't worry about that. Like, you are going to make a tremendous amount of gains, especially because many of you have never actually hit anywhere near your physical peak ever in any point of your life. And I would say the same for myself too.